At Thanksgiving dinner in front of 20 relatives, my sister stood up and said I was adopted. Her exact words, "She's not even really family. Mom and Dad adopted her. I found the papers." The room went silent. Forks stopped midair. My aunt's wine glass hovered at her lips. My mother turned pale. My father looked at his plate. Claire, my sister, just smiled, calm, confident, like she'd already won. I felt my chest tighten, 20 pairs of eyes on me, waiting. Then my grandmother, 83 years old, set down her napkin. She looked at Claire, then at me. She said 4 words, "Get the fireproof box." Everything changed in that moment, but to understand why, you need to know what led us here. Why would my own sister lie about something so cruel? And what did Grandma know that no one else did? If you've ever had family turn on you over money, you'll understand what happened next. Drop your time zone in the comments. I want to know where you're watching from. But first, let me take you back 6 months. Growing up, Claire was the golden child. She was charismatic, loud. The one who got away with everything. Tantrums? She's just passionate. Failed classes? School doesn't measure real intelligence. Meanwhile, I was quiet, studious, the one expected to understand, to forgive, to be the bigger person, every single time. Our parents loved us both, I believe that. But the rules were never equal. The one person who saw me, really saw me, was Grandma Rose. Every Sunday, I'd drive to her house. We'd have tea. She'd pull out old photo albums. Tell me stories about her childhood, her late husband, the farm she grew up on. She taught me something important: keep records. Truth has a shelf life, honey, she'd say, but lies expire faster, so keep the papers, date everything, you'll thank me someday. I thought she was just being old-fashioned. I didn't know she was preparing me. 6 months before that Thanksgiving, everything shifted. Grandma's farmland, 200 acres outside the city, sold to a developer. $4.2 million. Suddenly, Claire started coming around more, asking questions about family history, about bloodlines, about who was really part of the family tree. I thought she was just being nostalgic. I was wrong. Grandma knew exactly what Claire was doing. She just didn't tell me yet. She was waiting, watching, documenting, just like she taught me. 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, Claire called a family meeting. She showed up with a folder, professional, organized. She set it on the dining table like evidence in a trial. "I found something in Mom's attic," she said. "I think we need to talk about it." She opened the folder. Inside, a photocopy of what looked like an old legal document. Blurry, aged paper. A header that read Adoption Decree 1996. My birth year. She slid it across the table to me. "I'm not trying to hurt you," she said. Her voice was so calm. "I just think Grandma's money should stay with her actual descendants. It's only fair." I stared at the paper. My hands were shaking. My mother's voice cracked. "We never wanted you to find out this way." My father said nothing. He just looked down. Claire kept talking. "I've thought about this a lot. You've always been independent. You don't need the inheritance the way I do, so here's what I'm proposing." She pulled out a second document, a waiver. "You release any claim to Grandma's estate. We'll make sure you're taken care of, maybe $50,000, but the rest stays in the family. Blood family." She pushed a pen toward me. "You have until Thanksgiving dinner to decide. Grandma's signing the new trust that week. If you love this family, you'll do the right thing." I couldn't breathe. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. I tried to call my mom. She didn't pick up. I texted my dad. He replied, "It's complicated. Let's just keep the peace." Keep the peace. Like I was the problem. I tried to reach Grandma, straight to voicemail. I found out later she was in the hospital for a minor procedure. Routine, but unreachable. Meanwhile, Claire was busy. She started telling the extended family. Cousins I hadn't spoken to in years were suddenly texting me. "I'm so sorry you're going through this. We had no idea. You're still family to us, no matter what." Like I'd already been erased. I Googled how to find original birth certificate. I read adoption forums. I spiraled. Then Claire posted on Instagram a throwback photo, her and Grandma, smiling. The caption, "Blood is thicker than water, family first," with a yellow heart emoji. The comments poured in. So true. "Family forever. You're so lucky to have her." I felt like I was disappearing. My own birth felt like a lie. I thought I'd lost. I thought there was no way out. But then I remembered something. Grandma's filing cabinet. The one she gave me the key to 3 years ago. Just in case, she'd said. I grabbed my keys and I drove. Grandma's house was dark. I let myself in with the spare key. The filing cabinet was in her study. Tall, metal, olive green. I opened the bottom drawer. Inside, a fireproof lockbox. Heavy, labeled in Grandma's handwriting, Family Records Official. I'd never opened it before. My hands shook as I broke the seal. The first thing I saw, my birth certificate. Original, not a copy. State seal embossed in the corner. Signed by Dr. Patel at County General Hospital. Dated June 14, 1996. Mother, my mom's full name. Father, my dad's full name. No adoption seal, no amended date, no secondary filing. Just me, born to them. I took a photo, then another, and another. Underneath the certificate, a hospital bracelet. Tiny, faded pink. Baby girl, my name, my mother's name, matching date. And then clipped to the bracelet a handwritten note. Grandma's script, dated 1 week ago. In case Claire tries something, I know my girl. Stay strong. Love, Rose. She knew. She'd known this whole time, so Claire's document was fake. But how did she think she'd get away with it? And why go this far? I kept digging. There was more in that box. A lot more. The next morning, I called Claire. I told her I had my birth certificate. The real one. She didn't even flinch. You could have printed that yesterday, she said. Do you really think anyone's going to believe you over official documents I found in Mom's attic? It's not a printout, Claire. It's the original. With the state seal, she laughed. You've been spending a lot of time with Grandma lately. Alone, people might think you manipulated her, maybe even forged documents. My stomach dropped. You wouldn't. I already did. She'd sent an email to Grandma's lawyer. Carbon copied to our parents. To Aunt Julie, who's a paralegal. To 2 cousins. The subject line, concerns about estate integrity and potential undue influence. In the email, she claimed I'd been isolating Grandma, pressuring her to change her will. That I'd forged documents to secure my share of the estate. She attached a timeline, photos of my car at Grandma's house, screenshots of our text messages taken out of context. It looked bad. My dad finally called, not to support me, to ask me to stop. Just sign the waiver, he said. Claire's under a lot of stress. She's not thinking clearly. Let's just keep the peace and move on. There it was again. Keep the peace. Translation, let Claire win. Thanksgiving was 3 days away. Grandma still wasn't answering. And I had no idea if anyone would believe me. I went back to Grandma's lockbox. There was a second folder inside. Thicker. Labeled, Claire Financial. I opened it. Bank statements. 6 months' worth. A joint account Grandma had set up with Claire years ago for emergencies. Withdrawals. Lots of them. $8,000 in March. $15,000 in April. $12,000 in May. Every memo line said the same thing. Temporary loan will repay. None of it was ever repaid. Total, $78,000. Underneath the statements, printed emails. One from Claire to Grandma, dated 4 months ago. I know you don't understand my business, but I need you to co-sign this loan. If you won't help me, I'll have to take other steps. You know I'm the one who's always been there for you. Grandma had replied with one line, I can't co-sign something I don't believe in. The next email, 2 days later, was from Claire to someone named Jenna. She's being stubborn. I'll figure out another way to get what I need. Once she passes and the estate is settled, I'll be clear. Just need to handle one problem first. One problem, me, clipped to the emails, Grandma's handwritten ledger, every withdrawal, every excuse, every broken promise. At the bottom, in her careful script, she's desperate. Desperate people lie. Now I understood. I couldn't stop there. I needed the full picture. I ran a public records search on Claire's business. The LLC she'd started 2 years ago. It took 10 minutes to find. Bankruptcy filing, 8 months old. Chapter 7. Total liabilities, $140,000. Creditors lined up, defaults, collections, late payments on everything. She was drowning. Then I did the math. Grandma's estate, $4.2 million. If it was split between 2 heirs, me and Claire, we'd each get about $2.1 million. enough for Claire to clear her debts and start over. But if I were out of the picture, if I signed the waiver and walked away, Claire would inherit most of it, maybe all of it depending on how the trust was written. 4.2 million, debt gone, clean slate, all she had to do was erase me. The fake adoption story wasn't just cruel, it was calculated, a Hail Mary to solve her financial crisis in one move. I found one more document in Grandma's box, a credit report. Claire's name, dated 2 months ago. Grandma must have pulled it with an old authorization Claire had signed years ago. Defaults, charge-offs, a repossession. And at the bottom, Grandma's note. If 2 heirs, 2.1 million each. If 1 heir, 4.2 million. Claire wants it all. Now I knew exactly what to do. That night my phone rang. Grandma, her voice was steady. Strong, no hesitation. I'm out of the hospital and I've been briefed. Briefed? I got your email with the photos. My attorney has copies of everything now. We're ready. I exhaled for the first time in days. Grandma, I don't want to blow up the family. I just want the truth out there. Then that's exactly what we'll do. She told me the plan. Thanksgiving dinner would go ahead as scheduled. 20 people, the whole family. But it wouldn't be a normal dinner. Her attorney, Mr. Kapoor, would be there. Briefcase and all. Claire could bring her notary, her waiver, her fake documents, but Grandma would bring something better, the truth, and the receipts to prove it. I've already signed an updated trust, Grandma said. No one knows the terms yet, but they will. Tomorrow night, in front of everyone, we're settling this. What do you need me to do? Bring the lock box, and stay calm. Let the documents speak for themselves. Her tone wasn't angry, it was surgical. She'd raised Claire, she loved her, but love didn't mean enabling lies. I don't want revenge, Grandma, I just want my family back. I know, honey, and after tomorrow you'll have the family you deserve, the ones who choose truth. Thanksgiving dinner was 12 hours away. The real story was about to come out. Thanksgiving Day, the dining room was full, 20 family members, the good china, candles lit. Claire was confident. She'd even brought her notary, a guy named Steve, who looked confused to be at a family dinner. She had the waiver printed and ready. A pen in her hand, then Grandma walked in. Behind her, Mr. Kapoor, suit, briefcase. Calm, he set up a laptop at the head of the table and connected it to the TV on the wall. Claire's smile faltered. What's going on? Grandma sat down. She folded her hands. We're going to have a conversation about truth and about documents. Everyone stay seated. Mr. Kapoor opened his briefcase. First image on the screen, my birth certificate. He let it sit there. No one spoke. This, he said, is the original birth certificate for, he said my name. Issued by County General, signed by the attending physician, mother and father listed, no adoption, no amendments, no secondary filings. He clicked to the next image, the hospital bracelet, zoomed in, my name, my mom's name, the date. Authenticated and verified, Mr. Kapoor continued. Claire stood up. She could have, Grandma raised one hand. Sit down, Claire, I'm not done. Claire sat. Next image, the bank statements. Withdrawals highlighted in yellow, $78,000, 6 months. Joint account, Mr. Kapoor said. Withdrawals made by Claire, marked as temporary loans, never repaid. Murmurs around the table. Aunt Julie's mouth fell open. Next image, the email. Handle one problem first. Claire's face went white. This email, Mr. Kapoor said, was sent by Claire to a friend 2 months ago. In it, she references clearing her financial situation once the estate is settled. The one problem she refers to, he gestured to me, is her sister. My dad's face was frozen. My mom started crying. Next slide, the bankruptcy filing. Chapter 7 Bankruptcy. Filed 8 months ago. Liabilities, $140,000. Then Grandma spoke. Her voice was calm. Measured, but it cut through the room like steel. Claire, you are my granddaughter, I love you, but you lied. You forged a document. You tried to steal your sister's inheritance to cover your debts, and you tried to turn this family against her. Claire's hands were shaking. Grandma, I'm not finished. Mr. Kapoor pulled out a bound document. This is the updated trust, executed and notarized on November 20th. He read the terms aloud. To Claire, a one-time bequest of $50,000. conditional on no further legal challenges or claims. Claire's face crumpled. To my granddaughter, my name, 50% of the residuary estate, plus co-trustee authority over the Rose Family Foundation. Endowment, $3.5 million. The room was silent. Claire stood. Her chair scraped the floor. You can't do this. I'm your granddaughter. She manipulated you. Grandma looked at her. Steady, sad, but firm. You're my granddaughter, so is she. But only one of you told the truth, and only one of you needed to steal. Claire grabbed her coat and left. The notary packed up his stuff and followed her out. No one else moved. Grandma reached over and squeezed my hand. Now, she said quietly, let's eat. Claire left that night and didn't come back. She cashed the $50,000 check 2 weeks later. Then she moved to another state. I haven't spoken to her since, and honestly, I don't know if I ever will. But Grandma was right to give her something. It wasn't about revenge, it was about boundaries. I won't abandon her, Grandma told me later, but I won't enable her either. My parents took longer to come around. The day after Thanksgiving, my mom sent a long letter. Handwritten, 6 pages. She apologized. She said she'd been scared and confused, that she didn't know what to believe when Claire showed her the fake document. She never thought I wasn't her daughter. She just didn't know how to fight Claire. We met for coffee a week later. I forgave her, but I also set boundaries. No more surprise visits. No more keeping the peace at my expense. And no more excusing Claire's behavior just because it's uncomfortable. My dad took even longer, 3 months. He finally admitted he'd known the adoption story was fake. He just didn't want the conflict. He's in therapy now. We're rebuilding. Slowly. Some bridges take time. 6 months after that Thanksgiving, Grandma and I launched the foundation, the Rose Family Foundation. Scholarships for first-generation college students who have been told they don't belong. We awarded 5 scholarships the first year. Grandma handed out every single one. She cried at the ceremony. Her health is strong. I see her every Sunday. We still have tea. And yes, we still keep the receipts. I didn't win by destroying Claire. I didn't post screenshots online. I didn't gloat. I won by standing in the truth, by having proof when it mattered. And by letting the people who deserve to know see it for themselves. That was enough. A year later, we had Thanksgiving again. Smaller table this time. Grandma, my parents, me, a couple of cousins who reached out after everything went down. It was quiet, honest, peaceful, no fake smiles. No unspoken resentment, just people who chose to show up and do the work. Claire wasn't there, and that's okay. Some family bonds break, others heal, and some stay broken for a long time before they even have a chance. I don't know what the future holds for me and Claire. Maybe one day we'll talk, maybe we won't, but I do know this: you don't need to be loud to be right. You just need to be ready, ready with the truth, ready with the proof. And ready to set boundaries even when it hurts. Grandma taught me that, and it saved me. So here's my question for you. If you've ever been lied about by family, how did you handle it? Silence or receipts? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story hit home, subscribe. There's a lot more truth where this came from. You're not alone. One last thing. This story is a fictionalized dramatization based on real experiences, but it's not legal or financial advice. If you're dealing with something similar, talk to a licensed professional in your area. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep the receipts.